Hey, Pocket Watchers. What comes to your mind when you hear the word pastor or minister? Is it Martin Luther King? Malcolm X? Well, apparently, there's a whole community in Miami that would say scammer. Let's go.
Welcome to Pocket Watching with JT. Real Accountant Reacts. Jayson Thornton is a financial advisor licensed in both tax and financial planning. This video is not financial advice. This is JT's real reaction to finance and business-related issues to help you think like an accountant.
Okay, before we start the video, if you have something that you would like to see me react to, make sure you email me at PocketWatcherJT@gmail.com, or you can comment below. Please continue to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and share my content.
Enough is enough. There's been too much violence with this.
A shooting, a hit and run. If there's a tragedy, Pastor Eric Readon usually shows up.
And they need to be brought to justice.
Stands in front of the TV cameras and then preaches for those to do the right thing.
If somebody saw something, to say something, you have to own up and take responsibility. It's a shame. Shame on you.
But some say this pastor isn't practicing what he preaches.
I see him on the news and I shut the news off.
The man who loves the camera.
You were supposed to call me yesterday. Talk to us, Pastor.
Won't answer our questions.
So how much does he have of yours?
$2,500.
All I want is my money back.
He owed me $4,000.
Pastor Eric Readon owes me $3,000.
Readon is the pastor of New Beginnings Missionary Baptist Church in Miami Gardens. But along with his sermons posted online are videos of the houses Readon apparently owns and rents out.
Finish another project. We have the duplexes now. They're almost finished. Right now, I got about 6 projects going up right now.
Last October, Lakeisha Veal, a school bus driver, a mother of 5, saw pictures of this house owned by Readon's wife online.
October 25th.
She handed Pastor Readon a total of $2,500 as a deposit to rent the place.
He told me his tenants are moving out at the end of the month. The place to be ready within 2 weeks.
Veal says it never happened. She says 2 months went by and Readon kept stalling.
You eventually went to the house and knocked on the door and said, "Are you moving out?"
Yes.
What did the people say?
No, they're not moving out, and they didn't know what I was talking about.
5 months after handing over her hard-earned cash, Readon was giving her the runaround about returning the deposit. She claims he threatened her.
He's going to come after me and my job. And I hung up.
In November, Corrections Officer Thomas Harper gave Readon $2,500 as a deposit after seeing video of a house online. Harper says it was the very same story. He too never got to move in because someone else was living there.
He said, "Give me some time. Have mercy on me. Give me some time."
He says he got the runaround for 5 months trying to get his deposit back.
You supposed to be a pastor. You're supposed to be standing up and doing the right thing.
Harper says Readon texted him this picture of bundles of cash as if to taunt him.
Trust me, my church ain't going, my members ain't going to believe that, and they love me. They love me.
Since we did those interviews, both Veal and Harper did get their money back only after we started asking Pastor Readon questions. Both say they were told they had to sign a confidentiality agreement and not talk about the situation.
He needs to stop.
But Lakeisha Blue is still waiting for the money she says Readon owes her. She claims she gave him money orders totaling $3,000 as a down payment for a Mercedes-Benz he was selling. Readon has her money. She says she never got the car. And when she pressed him for that deposit back,
And he started calling me with threatening messages and telling me he's untouchable, he's invincible. You think you can come after me? You don't know who you're dealing with.
Derek Andrews says he loaned the pastor $4,000 to pay for rappers to come to Miami Gardens for an event. Andrew showed us texts he got from Readon wanting more time to pay him back, but it never happened.
He said he can't be touched. He said he lawyered up and he's ready for anything. He's using the pulpit to rob people.
Talk to us, Pastor.
Readon promised to sit down and talk to us about his dealings several times, but never did. Those who have done business and worked with this pastor say this.
I'm trying to let everyone know that this is one that's not to be trusted.
I want them to know that Eric Readon is not the preacher you think he is.
Okay, Pocket Watchers, we have gone over this before. This is classic affinity fraud. This so-called pastor is using his position in the community to, based on this report, scam people. All right? In any normal business situation, you would have some level of skepticism. But because this guy is a pastor, a lot of his victims kind of ignored all the different red flags in this situation. But please pay attention. The story does not end here.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved. Anybody tried the Lord in here? Wretch like me.
Welcome back tonight. More shocking allegations against the South Florida pastor. Some are accusing this man of God with stealing, forgery, writing bad checks, and threatening them if they talk about it.
This pastor, who usually loves being in the spotlight, refuses to talk with us. Local 10 News has done several stories on Eric Readon after several people raised questions about his business practices.
But Readon claims he's the victim here. Tonight, investigator Jeff Feinseer is back on the case.
Anything on that check, something that you wrote?
No.
Lorenzo Johnson says his check was stolen.
Is this check forged?
Yes, it is.
Johnson says it was swiped from his office when he owned a daycare center in Miami back in 2012.
The check was stolen from my office by Eric Readon and was written in cash, $9,000.
All my life.
Eric Readon is Pastor Eric Readon of the New Beginning Missionary Baptist Church in Miami Gardens.
Are you telling me that Pastor Eric Readon, who preaches to the Lord every Sunday, stole this check from you and forged it?
Yes, I'm saying that.
Johnson claims when he walked out of the daycare office to attend to a matter, Readon stole the check.
How did he get his hands on it?
It was sitting on my desk.
Johnson did file this police report, but decided not to pursue this case criminally. Instead, he filed a civil suit to get his money back.
According to the civil complaint, Readon made the check out to the church, forged the signature, and deposited it. Pastor Readon was ordered by the court to pay Johnson back $9,000 plus interest.
5 years went by with absolutely nothing until this year, after Lorenzo Johnson put a lien on the church. You got your money back.
We got our money back.
And that's not all. Local 10 News has learned Pastor Readon recently wrote several bad checks to pay his rent. He is currently being evicted from this Miami Lakes home.
Are you sorry that you rented him this house?
Yes.
How much does he owe you right now?
$15,000.
$15,000.
Yes.
2 checks bounced. They claim they didn't deposit 2 others because a bank teller told them they would bounce as well.
Insufficient funds.
Insufficient funds.
According to texts, Readon threatened to sue these landlords if they talk to us about the issue and warn these landlords. This can become a nightmare for you.
Eric Readon has told you, if you talk to me, he's going to sue you.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And you're talking to me.
Yes.
Earlier this year, people who called themselves victims told us they had given Readon deposits to rent homes, buy cars, loaned him cash for church activities, and when things fell through, they couldn't get a refund. Some did get their cash back after our stories ran, and they sued.
I promise you, man, you're going to get your house back. This is what he told me.
But no story is as shocking as what 70-year-old Edward Fuller told us Readon did to him.
Were you more trusting of him because he was a pastor?
Most definitely, yes.
As we reported in July, this retired postal employee claims Pastor Readon made himself the contractor on a house Fuller was building. Fuller says Readon then persuaded him to sign over the house temporarily so they could get loans. Readon then sold that house for $380,000 without even telling Fuller and even giving him a red cent. Fuller has now filed suit against Readon and his wife, Miami-Dade school teacher Lakeisha Readon. Did they rip him off?
Absolutely, without question.
The suit claims Pastor Readon also charged personal expenses on Fuller's credit card.
That Geico charge is not your charge.
No, sir. That's insurance. That's an insurance for his cause.
What do these have to do with construction at a house?
That's a great question.
You were supposed to call me yesterday. Talk to us, Pastor.
Readon has refused to answer our questions in the past, and we recently tried again. When we showed up to a church event, we were told Readon wasn't here. He was in Boynton Beach. But that was a lie. Here he is. He actually ducks when he sees the camera pointed in his direction. Readon is suing those who talked to Local 10 in the past for defamation. He's even suing WPLG for $12.5 million. Readon claims we got the stories wrong and we ruined his reputation. But those we talked to say this pastor, who claims to be a man of God, is doing a good job of that all by himself.
All right, guys. I do not care how many times I have to say it. I will say it over and over again until everybody learns. It does not matter if someone has the gift of preaching the word of God. It does not necessarily mean that they also have the mind or the character to do good business. The way you can avoid a fraud like this is that you hold everybody who comes to you as a businessman or a businesswoman, you hold everybody to the same professional standard. It doesn't matter what their day job is. It doesn't matter if they are a missionary on their day job, a minister or a deacon in their day job. If they come to you as a business professional with some sort of business deal, you hold them to the standard that you would any business professional. And when you see red flags, you acknowledge them. You do not close your eyes to red flags. All right? This is how you can stop affinity fraud. All right? Now, guys, thank you for pocket watching with me. I will catch you guys next time.
Want more? Go to PocketWatcher.net to book a consultation, check out our gear, or enroll in Pocket Watcher Academy.